Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. In this video I will be taking a look at NAD, the audio manufacturer NAD. And I've listened to quite a bit, owned it quite a bit, and yeah, they've evolved, they've definitely improved throughout the years. Just an overall good solid brand from lower models to mid to top models. I would though say that the older models are pretty old and basic in sound now, so you probably have to, if you're considering this brand, I would say only consider something within the last 10 years and then go with something from the mid to the top models. I would not pay attention to the lower models, and especially not the lower models of the older range of NAD equipment. But just an overall good round sound. The lower end gear has a tendency of being a bit loose and raw and not quite there, but so has a lot of other equipment in this class. I mean, they offer better value with the lower models than a lot of transistor brands do. They really do, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of companies, a lot of stores keep NAD in stores, simply because they know they can sell it. And yeah, you can get a lot of NAD equipment used for a pretty decent amount of price, so it's a decent brand. You can't really fault to the sound. It's not super evolved, not super structurally there compared to the top brands, but Hegel and NAD, they usually have the best rooms at these smaller hi-fi shows, and they can easily perform better than equipment that is 2, 3, 4 times better. So they do that consistently. But once you get into the big hi-fi shows, Rocky Mountain, München, and those places, I mean, they don't have a chance against the best equipment that's there, simply because of price. It's a totally different price category that they're then competing against. But you should try and hear it on a B&W set of D3 800 speakers, and it actually sounds pretty good once you've got that set up as a double amp, and it's running in a decent room with this set of speakers. I mean, it could easily beat my hi-fi friend's super Yamaha system. With the guy with the super streamer that I keep talking about. It could easily beat that with 25% easily. But we're also talking about the NAD equipment that's up in the class of Past Labs, Mark Levinson, Macintosh, Equiphase, those types of brands. And also you can compete with the newer Krell type of equipment. So it does a lot of good. It does a lot of good. But so I don't really have a lot to say that's bad. It just fits a very certain part of the mid market, and yeah, well done NAD for making some decent equipment. And yeah, here we have a bit of NAD equipment, and it's just powerful, controlled. I would though suggest that in order to get a lot of value out of it, that you have a really good source. That would help elevate the sound a hell of a lot, because if you have a very poor source, you're just gonna get like an type of experience. It's just gonna sound like a lot of other gear on the market. So I would say that is pretty key with this brand. It's a pretty safe bet going with NAD and not using too much on the NAD DAC and amp part, and then you can perhaps use a NAD CD, even though they don't make the best CDs on the market, CD players. If you had a really good streamer it would sound awesome. I have to say that one of the best rooms that I've heard, probably top 50 rooms, is a double set of NAD amps with what was it? There was this B&W speaker, and it was in Copenhagen in something called Hi-Fi Klubben Frederiksberg, and it was just regular streaming, Spotify type of thing. And you could switch from that, and then you could bring your own USB sound. And that was, of course, a lot better when you didn't have to listen to it on Spotify. But I was surprised that was one of the few rooms that I've heard in a store where it was just set up properly. It felt like the company had used a lot of time on setting up that sound system. Good room, good setup, good acoustics in the room. I think the power management that they had, that you couldn't see in the room, I think it was really top notch. I heard that from a friend who knows another friend who knows how it's set up. That made a huge difference. Before I heard that, I thought it was a bit of a type of brand, you know. But when I heard that, I realized that we're talking about Pass Labs, Macintosh, Mark Levinson, mid-level gear, Accuphase mid-level gear. So it is pretty darn good. It is pretty darn good. But if you're the type of person who's like crazy who's a crazy amount into raw detail and structure and layering, and just want it as natural as it gets, then you have to go past NAD. It just it doesn't do it. I mean, it's good solid sound, takes care of a lot of the older, not so good recorded tracks out there. But if you really want to go deep, you have to go probably past this brand and go with the upper models of the Pass Labs, Macintosh, Mark Levinson, Accuphase, Krell. The top models there, they are substantially better than NAD, I would say. Once you get a really good source, then you can hear it take off and kind of running away from NAD. But that's kind of the point of NAD and their whole price range. They belong in a sort of a low to mid price range, where all the other brands here are like trying to get from the mid to the top level. So yeah, those are my considerations, and remember to like and subscribe. Bye.